Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. So I was making some of these loaded pockets to go into the treasure boxes that I'm putting together at the moment. And I thought I might as well do a little tutorial today to show you how I constructed them. I made a lot of them. I had so much fun. So this is nothing difficult to do or nothing that you haven't done before. You probably have, but I hope that this video serves as inspiration, I guess. So I'll just show you what it is. We have a pocket here, and then there's a pocket here, you can see here on the side, and then a pocket at the front. So we are going to construct the pocket today. I'm going to do the embellishing as well on camera, and then I'll go through all of the things that I placed inside the loaded pocket so that you can feel inspired and make something beautiful today. So let's get started. I decided to use this book because it's quite tall, so that's what I was looking for. This is an old book discarded by the library, sent to be destroyed, and it's been rescued. So I'm just saying this to the people that get angry at me for destroying books. So what I'm going to do is I need 4 pages for this project. And another reason why I like this book is because the signatures are sewn in, so you can see here that the signatures are sewn in. But if you don't have one that the signatures are sewn in, that's fine too. You can just rip pages out. So I'm going to remove this part here so I can take out my pages easily. Okay, and so I need 4 pages, and I'm going to keep this one intact, and then these 2 I'm going to rip down the middle. Okay, so this is going to be my kind of base, and it's going to form the top pocket. And then this one, I'm just going to rip down the middle here. And then once I've done that, I'm going to fold it in halves, and I want my writing to be the right side up. So fold in half like this. That's going to be a pocket there. And then this one, let's see which side I like better. Maybe this side. I just want to check that there's no swear words or negative words in there, and that looks okay. So this one I want the pocket to be a little bit shorter, so maybe something like this. So I'm just going to trim about that much, and I want to make sure that this writing also is right way up. And that looks good. So now before I continue, I want to make a little something like a little slit here. I don't know what the correct terminology is, but I'm going to use one of these. You can just cut it with scissors, or you can use a circle punch or whatever you have, just to create that kind of a easy opening there, and just somewhere in the middle. That looks about right. And the next thing I'm going to do is ink my edges. I'm just using Vintage Photo. Now I'm going to ink the edges of this, especially the top of the pocket, because then you will be able to see easier where the pocket is. It doesn't sort of all blend in together. And I'm going to finish inking these sides after I've sewn. So the next thing I'll do is take it to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to sew down these 3 sides here and leaving the top pocket open. If you don't want to use your sewing machine or don't have one, you can always glue it down. So the reason why I like this, I forgot to mention that I fold it in half because it gives me more sturdiness to the pocket, so less chance of the pages ripping when I'm putting things in and out of the pocket. My sewing machine is ready, so before I start sewing, I'm just going to hold everything in place with a paper clip, just so nothing is moving, and I'm starting sewing in this side where my pages are open, just the way that I prefer it, and then I'm going to sew down, remove the paper clip, and then finish sewing. I'm going to speed up this process. I chose to use a dark brown thread for this project, but any thread will do, I guess. All right, and here we go. I'm just doing a straight stitch. Zigzag would look nice too, but I just wanted to make it nice and simple. And I'll just do a little back stitch and then stitch all the way down. And now I'm just going to remove the paper clip. And now I'm just finishing off. And here at the end, I'm going to do another back stitch. And that's it. Here we go. So because I backstitched, I feel like I don't need to tie any knots. So I'm just going to get rid of these threads, just trim it down. There we go. And finish inking my sides here. And then maybe I might, vintage it up just a little bit more. Maybe just like that. I think that's all right. That'll do. Okay, so because these pockets are going to be filled with things and goodies, I feel like I don't need to do any embellishing here and here, but I might do a little bit of embellishing here. And I just chose a couple of things, some little offcuts, a little fussy cut out, and I'm just going to do a cluster here. So maybe I'll use a little bit of this. This is just packaging paper. Maybe a layer of that, and then this is just from a book page, some type of an image. Might have these ripped edges, something like that. Maybe I'll add a little bit of inking, because why not? What else can I use? Maybe a little bit of this. This is just a scrap piece of paper that I tea dyed and then stamped on, so I'll use a little bit of this one. Ink the edges, make it all stand out and look finished. So maybe I'll put that underneath this one. I want all of my layers to be showing through, something like that. And then finally I'll add a little bit of this. This is just offcuts that I like to sew together. So here is a missed stitch. That's a good place to cut. Use that. But first I want to ink it up a little bit. And this little fussy cut piece, so maybe that's gonna go there, but of course I want to ink that up too. So that looks quite nice, but before I glue anything down, I want to staple it here, and of course I have no staples. Okay, stapling it here, so it's holding everything together, so right underneath where I want my little embellishment to go. So I'm going to glue this down first. Apply a little bit of glue. There we go. And I might apply a little bit of glue on these little scraps here as well, just so that everything stays in place. And now finally, to cover my stapler here, I'm going to, and of course to finish off the embellishment, I'm going to glue the butterfly. And there we go. So now I'm going to show you some of the things that all of the things actually that I have put into these pockets to make it look nice and rich, and to give you ideas on what you can use in your projects. Okay, first off I have this piece of tea dyed cardstock, and I used a little bit of muslin here that I've also tea dyed. I did some sewing around the edges and a little cluster, just 2 different types of book pages and a postage stamp, and that's going to go into my big pocket over here. And then it's kind of, I like this sort of effect, I guess, of this kind of peeking out, and then you know that there's a pocket in there. And I was thinking of putting like more book pages and different languages and stuff like that, but I'm just sticking with that one piece in there. And now I'm going to fill up this pocket. So I just embellished a page. I did a little bit of ribbon here and some book pages, some more of stamping, and have an open heart, a little sticker there, and that completes this one. So that's going to go in here somewhere. Let's see. The next piece is just this pretty piece of paper. You can see it's embossed and it looks beautiful. So, and that can be like a belly band or a bookmark. So I'm going to put that there. I want everything to be different layers. This is a page from a book. Reader's Digest book that I just glued onto tea dyed paper and then sewn around and made a large journaling spot, so that can go in there. And now another journaling spot, and maybe I'll put it like this on the side, you know, so not everything is straight. I want different directions. Then this little tag with a bit of washi tape and a postage stamp, some inking around the edges, and a little bit of lace up the top. So that goes in here. And once again, you know, I'm trying to make sure that all of my layers are showing. This one here is also an image from a book. As you know, I don't use printables, so I just use what I have. This is an old book, and just cut out the images, glue them onto some watercolor paper that has previously been tea dyed, and made a little journaling spot. These are some more examples of what I used. So all these black and white images came from the same book, and they look so cool in projects. Okay, so now for this smaller pocket over here, I used some doilies that I inked a little bit, and I want them kind of picking out. And then just another piece of scrapbook paper, or actually tea dyed cardstock, the same as the tag that I used over here. So that goes in there. And then I have a video on using images from magazines and things like that. This particular one is from a card making magazine, and they have so many wonderful images, and you can use these things and things that you sell as well. You just can't copy, you can use the original. So that can go in there. I want everything to be peeking out a little bit. Now this one here is once again an embossed piece of this beautiful metallic paper. So I'm going to put that in the middle somewhere like this. Another little tag. Making sure that all of the things I put in are visible. And then another little tea dyed index card that I stamped this image, Dare to Dream. That goes in there. And finally, I'm placing this little tag. This is actually a tag that I cut out of a gift bag. So that goes here at the front, and that's all that's in the pocket. So I might just want to move this one up a little bit, and we can see the sentiment over here, and we can see all of the things that I've added. Nothing is hidden, everything is visible. So it's just layering and putting things in, and putting them on an angle, and it just looks so beautiful, I think. What do you guys think? I think this is such a fun thing to make, and I have made so many. I think I've made maybe 15, 14 or so. These look beautiful to go in Happy Mail, to send to a friend, or to put inside journals. You can use smaller book pages because this size is going to be needing a large journal or a larger journal. I'll tell you the size actually. So the size of my ones is 5 3/4 by 8 1/2, and that just happens to be the size of the book that I was using. So it all depends on what you have. So what do you guys think? Let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you feel inspired. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.